Very good morning, students. Welcome to the lecture number 5 of voltage regulator, which is of first unit. Now, up to this, we learn about type number 1, 2. Now, next is type number 3. In type number 3, a major change is occurred in, that is load current. The remaining condition are same, that is no overload protection, pre-regulator circuitry. That arrangement is not available with this type. Only the load current, we have to concentrate on the load current. In previous two conditions, type number 1 and type number 2, where load current is equals to or less than 1 ampere. Now we are considering a load current is greater than 1 ampere. So this is of type number 3. So we first look at a problem statement, that is problem number 3. Design a series pass transistor based voltage regulator with following specification. The specification are given as input voltage is equals to 25 plus minus 5 volt. That is plus minus 5 volt basically. Now next is output voltage is as 10 volt. Load current is of 3 ampere. That is the type number 3. So load current indicates the type number 3. Now it is assumed that we have to select a transistor with transistor T1 and T2 with this specification, that is IC max 1. Max for the transistor T1 5 ampere, HFE is 30, HI is 1K. For transistor T2, IC max is 500, HFE2 is 50 and HI is as 2 kilo ohm. That is the given specification or given transistor that we are having. So this is nothing but a problem statement. From problem statement we can conclude that as the load current is of 3 ampere, so it is greater than 1 ampere, so it comes under the type number 3. For type number 3, the basic circuit diagram is as this is nothing but the circuit diagram of type number 3. Now you can find a major change in the arrangement of the extra component, that is nothing but a transistor T3. This is the extra arrangement made in type number 3. As you might be learned in the EDC in third sem, that this arrangement of the transistor is used to increase the current level or current boosting element, we can say. This arrangement used to increase the level of current. So as we required more than 1 ampere, so this arrangement can be made. It might be called as a Darlington pair arrangement. So this is nothing but the extra arrangement done in the type number 3. The remaining component or remaining part remains same as type number 1 and type number 2. That is sampler circuit. Then this is nothing but a decision making circuit or error detection circuit. This provides the reference voltage and this will act as a control circuit. So controlling the output voltage. So the remaining condition is as same. So we have to solve this problem step by step. The selection of the R1, R2, RD, Zener diode, transistor T2, transistor T1 and R3. The remains same procedure which we had followed in the problem number 1 and problem number 2 or in type number 1 and type number 2. So extra part is to calculate or select the transistor T3. So we go for the solution step by step. So again, first start with the selection of first Zener diode. So first part is selection of Zener. So Zener, for Zener, VZ is equals to VU by 2. So we know that VU is given as 10 volt. So 10 divided by 2, that is equals to 5 volt. So as it is less than, so output voltage is less than 30 volt. So there is no need to select a 2 Zener, as the voltage output voltage or voltage across the Zener is 5 volt. So we have to select only single Zener diode with this value. Again, we have to consider the current I1, ID and IC2. That we have to assume 1 to 2% of the load current. So we can assume it as an 1%. So assume I1 is equals to ID is equals to IC2 is equals to 1% of the load current. So 1% of the 3 ampere. So it is 30 milliampere. So this is nothing but the value of current. Now next is we have to calculate the IZ. So IZ is nothing but the addition of the two current, that is IC2. So IZ is equals to IC2 plus this ID current. So it is 30 plus 30. So this is 60 milliampere. Again we have to calculate the power dissipation across the zener. So power dissipation across the zener. So we are having formula Vz multiplied by IZ. What is the value of Vz? Vz is nothing but a 5 volt and this is 60 milliampere. So this is 300 milliwatt. So power dissipation across the zener is equals to 300 milliwatt. So from this select zener with Vz is equals to 5 volt. So we can select a zener of Vz is equals to 5 volt. Then power dissipation is of 300 milliwatt. So we can select a 1/4 of the 1/4 watt of zener with dynamic resistance. With dynamic resistance is of 5 ohm or 10 ohm. So this is nothing but a selection of this first zener diode. This is the selection of zener diode. So next part is, what is the next part? First we have we just calculate the selection of zener diode. Next part is nothing but the selection of transistor T2. Selection of transistor T2. So again we have to calculate this voltage VCE2. So what is the value of VCE2? VCE2 is nothing but the voltage appearing at this point, that is collector voltage, minus this emitter voltage. So we can write down it as this is nothing but the VC minus VE. What is the value of VC? If we are observing this VC, this is nothing but the addition of this first VB3 plus this VB1 and this is VO. So ultimately the collector voltage, if we look at the collector voltage, then this is nothing but addition of this 2 VB and output voltage, that is output voltage. So it is VB3 plus VB1 plus VO minus VE. What is the VE? VE is nothing but the zener voltage. Only one component is available, so this voltage is nothing but the zener voltage. So this is Vz. So now we are having VB 0.7 plus 0.7 plus this is output voltage, so it is given as 10 volt minus what is the value of Vz? We just calculate as Vz is equals to 5 volt. So it is 11.4 minus 5, or we can say 6.4 volt is nothing but the VCE2. So this is nothing but the voltage across collector to emitter of the transistor T2. Now we are having the value of IC2. We just assumed in the previous case, that is IC2. IC2 is nothing but a 30 milliampere. Therefore, power rating for calculating the power dissipation across the transistor T2 is nothing but the VCE2 multiplied by IC2. So it is 6.4 multiplied by 30 milliampere. So it is 18 point, sorry, it is not 18.3. Actually it is, for transistor T2 it is 192 milliwatt. 192 milliwatt. So power dissipation across the transistor T2 is 192 milliwatt. So from from above data by VCE, power dissipation and current, we have to select a transistor T2 with above specification as IC2 is must be greater than 30 milliampere. So we select IC2 is as 60 milliampere. Then VCE as given as 6.4 volt with HFE. HFE is must be 50 or it is less than 50 with power rating as this is 192. So power rating, power dissipation across transistor 2 must be half watt. So we can use a double the rating of this. So it is 400 milliwatt. So we can select a half watt of transistor T2. So this is all about the selection of transistor T2. Now next step to select. So next step is to select R1, R2 and RD. First of all, selection of R1. Again for R1, voltage available at this point minus voltage available at this point divided by I1. So VO minus this must be a VF. This voltage is nothing but a VF across R2, or we can say the voltage appearing at the base of the transistor T2 to the second end of the Zener diode. This is nothing but the voltage available across the R2, or we can say voltage available across the second end of the R2. So it is nothing but the VF. So VO minus VF divided by I1. So VO is given as 10 volt. What is the value of VF? VF is nothing but the VBE1. VBE1 plus VZ divided by 10 milliampere, as we are assuming I1 is as 1% of the load current. 1% of the load current, so it is 10 milliampere. So 10 minus 0.7 plus 5 volt divided by 10 milliampere. So this is nothing but the 4.3 divided by 10 milliampere. So it is 430 ohm. So this is nothing but the R1 value. It is 430 ohm. Now next is power dissipation across the R1 is equals to I1 square into R1. So I1 square is nothing but the 10 milliampere square multiplied by 430 ohm. So this is nothing but the power dissipation. So power dissipation across the resistance R1 is equals to 129 milliwatt. Sorry, it is not 10 milliampere. It is basically 30 milliampere. So this is 30 milliampere. So it is 129 milliwatt. If we calculate the power dissipation across the resistance R1, so it is 129 milliwatt. So select the resistance R1 nearer to this value, that is 430 ohm, with power dissipation of 129. So select with power dissipation of, we can say 1 by 4 watt. Select a resistance R1 with 1 by 4 watt power dissipation rating. Then next one is selection of R2. Again R2 is equals to voltage available at this point is nothing but a VF. So ultimately VF divided by I2. So this current is nothing but we are assuming it is an I2. So I2 is nothing but equals to I1. So I1 is approximately equals to I1, as we are considering the base current of the transistor T2 is very less. That's why this two current must be equal. So this is I2. So we can write as VF by I1. So it is nothing but VF is what? VBE1 plus VZ. As we are calculating previously while selection of R1. So VF is nothing but VBE 2 plus VZ divided by I1 is 30 milliampere. 0.7 plus 5, so it is 30 milliampere. So this value is equals to R2 is equals to 190 ohm. Power dissipation across the R2 is equals to I1 square multiplied by resistance R2. I1 is nothing but the 30 milliampere square multiplied by R 190. So this is nothing but the power dissipation across the R2. So 30 milliampere square multiplied by 190. So it comes to be 171 milliwatt. So this is what the power dissipation across the resistance R2. So select a resistance R2 with nearer to this value, nearer to this 190 ohm value. Either you can select a 200 ohm resistance with power dissipation of 170 milliwatt. Means we have to select a power dissipation. Power dissipation across R2 must be a 1 by 4. It is not 1 by 4. We have to select nearer greater than double this rating. So it is half watt. Half watt resistance R2 must be select for this given problem. Next is selection of RD. Selection of RD. So selection of RD. So RD is nothing but the voltage available at this point, that is VO, minus voltage available at this point is nothing but the VZ, divided by ID. This is 10 minus 5 divided by 30 milliampere. So this is nothing but the RD value. So this is RD. So RD value is nothing but the 166.60. 166.60 ohm. So power dissipation, again power dissipation across the RD is equals to ID square multiplied by RD. So 30 milliampere square multiplied by 166.60. So power dissipation across the RD. This is what the formula for power dissipation across the RD. So it is equals to 150 milliwatt. It is 150 milliwatt. So select a resistance RD with nearer to this value. It can be 150 ohm or greater than 150. It is 200 ohm. With power dissipation 150 means we can select a 1 by 4 watt or half watt resistance with this value. So this is what the selection of RD resistance. Now next is selection of transistor T1. Next is selection of transistor T1. So while selecting a transistor T1, we must know the again collector to emitter voltage. Selection of transistor T1. So VCE1 is equals to what? This is max voltage we have to consider. VI max minus emitter voltage is VO. So VI is given as 25 plus minus 5 volt. So VI max must be a 25 plus 5. It is equals to 30 volt, and this is VO is 10 volt. So it is 20 volt. VC1 is equals to 20 volt. Next is IC1. IC1 is what again? IC1 is nothing but the addition of these three current. So IL plus I1 plus ID. So it is 3 ampere plus 30 milliampere plus 30 milliampere. So it is 3.06 ampere. So this is IC1. Again, power dissipation across the transistor T1 is equals to what? VCE1 multiplied by IC1. So what is the value of VCE1? It is 20, and IC1 is equals to 3.06 ampere. So power dissipation across the transistor T1, it is nothing but a multiplication of this, that is 20 multiplied by 3.06 ampere. So ultimately it is equals to 61.2 watt. 61.2 watt. So select, this is nothing but the, this is what our power transistor. This is what power transistor. So select a power transistor with VC is equals to 20. So we can select a VC as 40 volt with power dissipation of 61.2 watt. So we have to select a double rating. So we have to select a transistor T1 with VCE1 is equals to 40 watt, IC is equals to 6 ampere, power dissipation is equals to 120 watt, with HFE is equals to 30. So HFE is given. So HFE for HFE for the transistor T1 is 30 is given in the problem statement. So power dissipation across transistor T1 must be 120 watt with HFE1 is equals to 30. So select a transistor with this rating, that is transistor T1. Now next part or new part is nothing but the selection of transistor T3. So that is nothing but one additional part in the type number 3. So selection of transistor T3. So this is what a new part or additional part in type number 3. So again similar way we have to calculate the or select the transistor T3. So for that VCE3 is equals to, how we are getting the VCE3, voltage available at this point minus voltage available at this point. So it is VI max minus voltage available at this point is nothing but the VB1 plus VO. Instead of VO, here VB1 plus VO. So VI max we know that it is 25 plus minus 5, so the maximum value is 30 volt. So it is 30 minus VB 0.7 plus VO is 10 volt. So it is 19.3 volt. So VBE3 is 19.3 volt. Next part is we have to calculate this current IC3. Now if we look at this IC3, so IC3 if we look at approximately equals to I3. So IC3 and I3 is approximately equals to I3, and if we look at IC3 is approximately equals to I3 and it is approximately equals to IB1. So we can directly write down as IC3 is equals to IB1. Is it right? So IC3 is equals to IB1. Now if we know the value of IC1, so we can calculate the IC3. So it is approximately equals to IC1 divided by beta, or we can say IC1 divided by HFE1. As in the previous we design or we select the transistor T1 with HFE is equals to 30. So we get the value of IC3. Is it right? So in previous case we calculate the IC1. It is 3.06. It is 3.06 and HFE is 30. So we get the value of, again we get the value of IC3. So IC3 is equals to 102 milliampere. So this is what the value of IC3. So we are having the value of voltage across the collector emitter, we are having the collector current. So power dissipation across the transistor T3. So it is VC3 multiplied by IC3. So it is equals to 19.3 multiplied by 102 milliampere. So this is what the multiplication of this is nothing but the power dissipation across the transistor T3. It is equals to 1.96 watt. So this is what the power dissipation across the transistor T3. So this is the power dissipation. So select a transistor T3. Select a transistor T3 with VCE. VCE is equals to 19.3. So we can select a transistor T3 with approximately equals to 40 volt. Then current is double than this. Means we can select a 200 milliampere. And power dissipation is 1.96. So we can select a power dissipation is as 4 watt. And HFE. Next part is select the HFE. HFE is equals to, we can select HFE as 50. So this is what the selection of transistor T3. So last component is nothing but selection of R3. So last component of the design is selection of R3. Again R3. For selection of R3, we have to calculate the voltage across this resistance R3. So voltage across R3 is VI minimum. So this voltage is, we have to consider the minimum value. So VI minimum minus voltage available at this point. So voltage available at this point is voltage across R3 VI minimum minus. So voltage available at this point is addition of this VBE3, VBE1 and VO minus VBE3 plus VBE1 plus VO. So VI minimum is 25 plus minus 5, so it is 20 minus 0.7 plus 0.7 plus 10 volt. So it is 11.4. So 20 minus 11.4. So it is 8.6 volt. So VR3 is 8. So 11.64. Okay. So next part is so this is what the VR3. Next part we have to calculate the current flowing through this, that is I3. We can say it is I3. So we have to calculate the value of I3. For power rating we must know the value of I3. So I3 is nothing but the IB3 plus IC2. IB3 plus IC2. Now we know the value of IC2. We know the value of IC2. It is 1% of this. So it is 1% of the load current. But we don't know the value of IB3. IB3 can be calculated as by using this IE3. We know the value of IE3. It is approximately equals to IC3. So IC3 we know we had calculated IC3 is equals to 102 milliampere in the previous problem. So IB3 as IB3 is equals to IC3 divided by HFE3, 102 milliampere divided by HFE is equals to, we are considering it as HFE is equals to 50. In the previous while designing transistor T3 we had calculated the IC3, so it is 102 milliampere and HFE we are considering as 50. So we get the value of IB3. So IB3 is equals to 2.04 ampere, 04 milliampere. Just now put the value of I3, that is IB3 is equals to 2.04 milliampere plus this is what 1% is, it is equals to 30 milliampere. So it is 32.04 milliampere is the value of I3. So for resistance, for selection of resistance R3, we are having the VR3, that is voltage across the resistance R3, and we know the value of current flowing through this resistance. So we can calculate the power dissipation for the resistance R3. So power dissipation across the R3 is equals to VR3 multiplied by I3. Sorry. First of all, we have to calculate the value of resistance. So R3 is equals to VR3 divided by I3. So it is equals to 8.6 divided by 32.04 milliampere. So that is the value of R3. So R3 value is nothing but a 268 ohm. So now we know the value of R3, we know the value of current. So from these two values we can calculate the power dissipation. Power dissipation across the R3 is equals to I3 square multiplied by R3. So I3 is nothing but 32.04 square multiplied by 268. It is equals to, so this is what the power dissipation, so 8.58 milliwatt. So 8.58 milliwatt. So select a resistance R3 with value nearer to 268. 268 means we can select a value of nearer to this is 300 ohm. Nearer to is 300 ohm. We can select resistance of 300 ohm with power rating as 8.5 milliwatt. So we can select a 1 by 8 watt resistance. So this is what the design of a type number 3 problem with current is greater than 1 ampere. So up to this we had complete type number 1, type number 2 and type number 3. In type number 1, what is the characteristic type number 1? The output voltage, load current is less than 1 ampere and output voltage is less than 30 volt. In second type, the output voltage is greater than 30 volt. That time we are using a series of Zener diode, and in third type we are considering the load current is greater than 1 ampere. Up to this we have complete type number 1, type number 2 and type number 3. Thank you very much.